Well, we'd just like to touch base here. Just a week out from the beginning of our class, we'll be meeting a week actually from today, Fleming 111 at 8 o'clock, and we go for about 2 hours and a half on Monday. So I'd like to tell you I'm going to be attaching to an email that you'll receive here a link to this video as well as an updated syllabus. So the syllabus is going to be adjusted to include chapter headings, as you can see here, so that if you have an electronic book or some kind of Kindle version of our textbook, you'll know what chapter to read, whether it's in the appendix or in a chapter. Hopefully by now you've had a chance to log into
Blackboard, and always check the announcements for our class. Even though we'll be meeting once a week, still sometimes I may have to deliver special information, and I'll always do that through an announcement. And there's a way to set up your Blackboard so that you receive notifications of these announcements that might come from professors like me. So this is a kind of an overview tutorial. What I want to show you is make sure you understand and I'll just emphasize one more time, the basic flow of our class from week to week. So as you know, we meet on Monday, and let me get my thoughts here. Let's just go through, there's course content, and you can see I've given you a revised syllabus. I'm doing this for my online section, but if you're interested, there'll be many lectures available to you, and they're shorter, just like overview lectures, tracking with the PowerPoints that we'll be going through during this semester. There's a full PowerPoint presentation that I've made available through a Dropbox link, and there are extra articles for reading based on the assignments given in the syllabus. So if we go to assignments, your weekly routine will be starting with the Theological High Point Journal, which will be due before we meet on Monday. So what you're going to do there is do all your reading, and what you're going to do is give a summary or a synthesis of what you've read. High points, big ideas, and you're not giving me a book, but good practice is to have an ongoing Word document where you're taking notes on what you're reading, and then just do a copy and paste into your theological journal. So these first couple weeks are background material, and then we get into our individual books. So we'll start with Genesis. It'll break, because Genesis is so vast, we're breaking Genesis into two parts, chapters 1 through 11, and then 12 through 50. Each of those sections will have their own separate journal entry. So you can read follow the tutorial and watch it, and you'll have an idea of what to do and how to basically log your journal. So each week there's going to be a journal due, and it's going to be due before we meet for lecture on Monday. So then Monday's a little bit more freed up to dive a little deeper, answer questions, maybe do some group discussion, case studies, problems to solve, things like that. I've given you an example of how long you have to go when we get to the books. And then the back end assignment at the end of the week, which will also be due before the next week's Monday lecture, will be the voice thread. Now, if you get this email, make sure you give yourself enough time to fire up your VoiceThread account and set it up. And then the first week is essentially a getting to know you. So here's what you need to know. You're going to be assigned to a group of maybe 15 of your classmates. Some of those students will be coming in from remote parts of the world, because I've got an I section or an online section of the same class, and I'm mixing you together with those students. So you'll be meeting them and sharing ideas throughout the entire semester on problems to solve or case studies or scenarios that I'm giving you to kind of think about and apply the material that we've been covering that week. I think that'll be fun, and that's something that you want to get going and set up early. So make sure you do that. That's not applicable to you. Let me pause. Some of you have already emailed me about this, but this is another thing that the School of Theology asks us to do, the pre-test, post-test experience. And that's not going to be for a letter grade for the class, but you'll get some points for completion. And just do your best. I think it's a totally online, self-graded Blackboard exam, and that's something they're just collecting data on
how much you know about the Old Testament going into our class, and then how much you'll know about the Old Testament leaving our class, which is hopefully a little bit of an improvement. Alright, the other tab that we have that I've set up for our class is called Research Project. And that's something that we'll talk more about in class, but the assignment that we're doing here, basically, if you take me for spring, we'll be working on a research-based writing paper, 8 to 10 pages long, in the spring assignment. This may be your first experience doing this. So what we're going to do this fall is give you a robust experience with getting into a topic, narrowing your topic, developing a thesis statement, and then what most students never get challenged to think about and are encouraged to do is formulate an argument that supports your thesis statement. That's what we're going to do on a topic that we all focus on together this fall semester, and that gives you some good practice for what you'll be doing in the spring. Fair enough? Alright, well, I think I've said enough. So we've got a 6-minute video here. That's not too bad. There's some things and some tools that you'll want to consider firing up for your, if you've got an iPhone, for example. We may be doing some fun things actually that you can use this smart device. This is a learning tool these days in class to participate and add to the liveliness of the class. There's also a VoiceThread app that you can fire up, and that way you can record yourself talking and waxing eloquently in the VoiceThread, answering my weekly assignment for that end of week experience. So hopefully you'll have fun with that, and we'll press on. So I will see you a week from today on